Perfect. Man, look how great he's both on.
I never noticed that till now.
Imagine that.
Tell me when you're ready. Welcome to Champions Gym. It's halftime here in Brewster. Tonight I wanted to take a second and interview somebody who, to me, is a very important person with Brewster and all that's going on in the world of sports. And Roy Baker is who I'm going to interview tonight, and a surprise to Roy and a big surprise to him. But I've been wanting to do this since I came back and started broadcasting. And Roy, I can't say thank you enough for everything you've done. And what year did you guys actually move down here?
2010 is when we moved. I started working for, Gebbers Farms came up and made a deal with Gold Digger Apples. At the time I was working as a Walmart account executive for Gold Digger, and I'd won a national award with Walmart. And but basically Gebbers came up and said, we'll give you this amount of bins and we'll want your sales agency mostly for the Walmart account. So, of course, like a lot of counties, there's some rumors. So in 2008, it was the day after my birthday in 2008, I started commuting from Orville to Brewster. And I'd heard two things. The Gebbers family are a great family that are involved in the community and love the area. And then you heard the other, which is they were just, Satan reincarnated, and it's nothing in between. It was one or the other. So before I picked up my family, moved them, I decided to commute for 2 years. And in those 2 years, I got to know a lot of the Gebbers family members, and I decided they're a good family. Nobody's perfect, but they do a lot for the community that they don't even tell people about. And I saw their generosity and love for themselves and for the community. And so in 2010, I went to Isaac's basketball practice. And, anybody that coaches youth athletics, hats off to them, gotta love them, love it. But I went to his practice, and a girl that had never played basketball was his coach. And it was just rat ball. And I said, you know what? I think it's time. I made up my mind. We need to move to Brewster so I can get back into coaching, because I'd coached basketball in Little League in Orville. And so we moved down here, and Cass Gebbers just said, hey, we're going to help you. We're going to figure it out. And he did a great job helping us move. And we moved in 2010, August, and kind of started integrating with the community. And ironically, it was kind of sports. A great man, Brian Sonneman, love him. Great legacy, miss him a lot. Came over, he was a neighbor and a friend, and he said, hey, why don't you let your son come play with this group of boys I've been coaching for a long time. And so Isaac started playing with Joe Taylor and Jeff Sonneman and Felix Nava and just Caden Riggin and all that team, a great team. And it was so much fun. And I remember one of the first games we went to, we'd only made a couple practices. And then they had entered a tournament in Wenatchee. So we drive down to Wenatchee, and we show up in the big gym in Wenatchee and the whole bit. And I'm sitting here, and I haven't experienced any of this. I'm like, going, okay. And you see these teams coming in, and the Wenatchee team, their jerseys match. They all had matching duffel bags with their names on. I mean, decked out. And in walks the Seattle team, and I'm sure their underwear matched. I mean, they were just decked out. And here comes Brewster with a red pullover AAU jerseys with the numbers peeling, and everybody had different shoes and different shorts. Looked so ragtag. And not that mattered, but I went, okay, this is going to be interesting. Good experience. Out come the boys, and they're playing a team, and I'm sure the other team thought they were just going to clobber them, because a lot of our guys were really short, Felix and Carlos, and all of a sudden, here's these guys. Our guys are just hitting three balls like it's no tomorrow, just raining them down. We beat everybody in that tournament by a significant amount except the Seattle team. The Seattle team beat everybody by like 60 to 80 points. We get the championship against them, and we were tied with them with like 4 minutes left in the game. And then Joe Taylor got in foul trouble and got pulled out. We ended up losing by like 4. But we felt like we won. And I remember watching their coach. He was so mad that they'd only won by 4. He was having to run lines, do all kinds of stuff. And I'm going. But that was our introduction. And from then on, we kind of rolled with it. So.
Roy, I remember the first time I laid eyes on you was at a girls' softball game, I think. You were sitting there, and I had seen you around, and I was asking everybody, who is this guy? Roy, what made you get so involved? I mean, you instantly came here, got not just involved, but deeply, deeply involved in Brewster Sports.
Well, I think I had a love for sports from Orville and just all the times that I had played sports. My kids loved it. Whitney, actually, in Orville, they didn't have girls softball. So she played baseball for me from the time she could all the way through Babe Ruth. She was a Babe Ruth pitcher for me. Not super fast, but if you didn't swing, you were striking out. And we came down here and she got involved in softball. And I just love being involved with the student athletes and encouraging them and just trying to do anything I can to help them know they're appreciated, they're loved, they're great. And, for a student athlete, it isn't just on the court. I mean, they've got to keep their grades up. They got to stay out of trouble. They've got to, if they want to be good at the sport, they have to spend time on it. So just really got involved in that. And then what really happened is I was taking some photos, and the girls won the 1A basketball tournament, and they had a parade for them, and I almost missed it. And I just happened in the last second, someone said, "Aren't you going to be on what?" I didn't know anything about it. And it was so hard because there wasn't a place to know what's going on. And so that's what kind of I think, I should do something. So we started Brewster Sports with that.
And man, you have taken it to a level now. I mean, everybody is so happy with the video and how clear it is. And people don't understand, this all comes out of your pocket. You do this yourself. All the travel, all the donation, everything. You and I have done a lot together over the years, team meals and things. You've always been the first one there when I've wanted to do something. And I've always appreciated that about you. You're always right there, always willing to give your time and stuff. And it's just been, I just wanted to talk to you today because you have just been a standout community member, standout person with the kids. The kids everywhere know and love you, and it's the love you show the kids that is impressive. You and I are both that way in a lot of ways. I think that it's all about the kids. That's the reason you and I are sitting here.
Right.
So,
exactly. And I thank you for this, Karl, and I also thank you for coming and doing this. I mean, you've taken it to a whole nother level. I fumbled through it, and you're doing awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, this has worked out great for both of us, and we're offering something no other school has around here at all. So it's a great thing. And halftime's over. Roy, thank you so much. It's a pleasure and a joy to work with you, Roy.
With you too, Karl.
Finally done.
We can